What's up, YouTube? This is Mathwas97 and welcome to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view event. It is finally here, and let's take a look at this match card because this is set to be one stellar event. I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and hopefully it lives up to everything that it has been built up as. So if we take a look, U.S. titles on the line in a triple threat match. It is Jack Swagger versus Alberto Del Rio versus Big E. We've got a Divas Championship match between Summer Rae and Natalya. Summer Rae, of course, the reigning defending Divas Champion. Ryback, the Intercontinental Champion, puts his title on the line when he goes one-on-one with The Big Show. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. Triple threat action, as it is Mark Henry defending his title against Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio. The WWE Championship is on the line when John Cena defends his title against the Animal, Batista. We've got, what about this matchup right here? Arguably one of the most anticipated matchups in Universe Mode history, as it's Daniel Bryan going one-on-one with the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, in an Extreme Rules match, might I add. Well, really just like no disqualification, that sort of environment. And of course, the Royal Rumble match itself. That's what this pay-per-view is known for, the Royal Rumble. So, without any further delay, let's get into this episode of Universe Mode. And as if this wasn't big enough, the next episode of Universe Mode will be the 200th episode of Universe Mode in total. Like, for all the way from WWE 13 to 2K15, it'll be episode 200 next episode. So that's going to be huge. I want to thank you all for supporting me throughout the journey, whether you've been a long-time subscriber, a long-time fan of the series, or even if you're just a new subscriber as of today and you're just joining me here to view the Royal Rumble. And even if you're not subscribed, but you're here to check out this pay-per-view, I want to thank you for joining me. And of course, before I get any further, if you want to go down in the description, there will be all of the match times. So, for example, if you don't want to watch this matchup for the U.S. title, say maybe you want to skip ahead to the Daniel Bryan Brock Lesnar match, well, you can do that down in the comment section. Or maybe you're just here for the chaos that is the Royal Rumble itself. Well, you can go down in the comment section. They'll be all there for you. This pay-per-view, it's gonna be one to render because I'm thinking in total this is gonna be at least 2 hours. So this is gonna be a big event. This is gonna be a lot of work going into this matchup, going into this pay-per-view. I mean, the Royal Rumble match itself, I've tried to do something a little bit different. You'll notice when the match does show up. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm just gonna say I tried to go a bit of an extra mile in the Royal Rumble match itself in terms of presentation, editing, and all that good jazz. So, you know, if you're planning on watching the whole pay-per-view, you're gonna have to wait and see exactly what that little surprise is. But if you've already skipped ahead to the Royal Rumble, then you're not even listening to me talk right now. But anyway, without any more of the talking, the building up, the editing, the post process behind this, let's take a look at the matches themselves. First of all, this contest right now, as it is Alberto Del Rio going one-on-one with two other men. So it's not a one-on-one. I've already messed up. Wow. 3 minutes in and I've already screwed up. But anyway, this is a triple threat match, and Del Rio, he's got momentum on his side. He has defeated Jack Swagger and Big E, both back-to-back nights this week. First on Raw, he had defeated Jack Swagger in a very heated matchup. That rivalry between Del Rio and Swagger has been going on since Survivor Series, about then when Del Rio captured his first United States Championship by winning the Battle Royal. Of course, Swagger won the title back at the TLC pay-per-view. And after this, Paul Heyman has already informed these two men that no matter who wins this matchup, neither man will receive a rematch. Even if Swagger loses the United States Championship here, he's not going to have a rematch clause because, I mean, this title's been going back and forth. I mean, for a while there, Swagger was a dominant U.S. champ. He won the title from, believe it or not, Santina Marella way back when at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view back in April. And he held that title all the way up till No Way Out in October. when it was won by Roman Reigns in a fatal 4-way match. However, Jack Swagger went on to take it back from Reigns in a 1-on-1 matchup on Mega Main Event. But that was only about a 4-day title reign, because he lost it back to Del Rio. Well, this time to Del Rio at Survivor Series in that Battle Royal. And fittingly enough, the last 2 participants in that Battle Royal were Del Rio and that third man in this matchup, Big E. Of course, Big E wound up tapping out to the cross arm breaker. He had already survived it once. Earlier in the matchup, Del Rio had locked in the cross arm breaker. Big E managed to break out of it, but alas, he still wound up tapping out the second time to the cross arm breaker, and that was how Del Rio captured the title. Swagger wound up winning it back, defeating Del Rio via the gut-wrench powerbomb back at TLC. So, I mean, really, just lately the U.S. title's been flip-flopping between Del Rio and Swagger, and that's exactly why Paul Heyman has decided, you know what, it doesn't matter who wins this matchup, because Del Rio, Swagger, say for example, if Big E wins this matchup, Del Rio and Swagger are both out of the U.S. title picture. However, if Swagger should win, then Del Rio will not get another match for the U.S. title. And even if Swagger, the champ, loses, he won't get a rematch clause. Just because the title's been flip-flopping between mainly these 2 superstars, but of course Roman Reigns can also be thrown in that mix. I mean, Swagger, he went from a one-time dominant U.S. champ to, now what is it, a 3-time U.S. champ. Just these past number of months have not been the strongest in terms of performance for Jack Swagger. But now, you know, I think it's fair that if Swagger loses, he does not get a rematch clause, because, like I said, the title has been flopping back and forth. Swagger's been in the title division this whole time, much like Sheamus was for a while in the World Heavyweight Championship title picture. He had a run from about Extreme Rules till Survivor Series. Sheamus did, of being in that World Heavyweight Championship title picture, being in matches for the title. And Swagger, he's in that same boat with the U.S. title, except he's been contending for this title even longer than Sheamus and the World Heavyweight Championship. And of course, what about the tradition? The tradition that every single pay-per-view would start off with a match with Jack Swagger involved. Now, true, they weren't always for the U.S. title, but even when Swagger was contending for the tag team titles with his partner, Zack Ryder, they were in the opening contest. So ever since Extreme Rules, each pay-per-view consecutively has kicked off with a match featuring Jack Swagger. So, this tradition, will it continue after tonight? I mean, it looked like the tradition wasn't going to continue. It looked like it was going to come to an end at Survivor Series if it wasn't for Swagger winning back the U.S. title from Roman Reigns on Mega Main Event. So now, Jack Swagger, I mean, if he loses here, unless he can somehow get himself maybe into... I don't foresee Jack Swagger finding a new tag team partner anytime soon enough to get into a tag team title matchup. And Swagger, I mean, if he's going to compete for the WWE title, that wouldn't be the opening match. So this could very well be the last pay-per-view that Jack Swagger opens up, that he's in the opening matchup, that he is in the kickoff match for the pay-per-view, where, you know, Swagger for a long time, he's been setting the pace for these pay-per-views with his matches. He's been kicking off the show. So I mean, this is a long-standing tradition in Universe Mode ever since the very first pay-per-view, and now it could potentially come to an end. So Swagger, I mean, he's going to be working hard to try to retain this title in a triple threat environment. And what about Big E? Big E, you know, he faced Jack Swagger a long time ago for the U.S. title at Capital Punishment. He faced Swagger for the title. Look at this small package. There's a cover. Oh, but a kick out by Del Rio. Just narrowly manages to kick out of that one as Big E accidentally had bumped the ref there instead of breaking up the pinfall. But Big E, of course, back at Capital Punishment, which was way back in June of last year. It was Big E who lost to Jack Swagger. And then, of course, I've already mentioned what happened at Survivor Series. Swagger bomb from Jack Swagger, but Del Rio not allowing Swagger to capitalize. And look at this, Del Rio snap suplex taking Jack Swagger down, not allowing Swagger to capitalize off the Swagger bomb. Del Rio going to go into the cover, but a kick out by Jack Swagger. And this is a smart strategy. You got to make sure both of your opponents are down if you're going to try to attempt a pinfall. Because in a triple threat environment, oh, look at this! The enziguri, the corner kick to the back of the head of Jack Swagger. That could be it. Swagger could be out cold. But Del Rio, he didn't take Big E into account here. And this is what happens in these triple threat environments. If you don't take out that third man, then you're not going to be able to get the pinfall unless you catch him napping. I mean, it's going to be very difficult for you to try to score a victory if you can't take out both of your opponents. You've always got to have eyes in the back of your head in a matchup like this. You have to be watching your back at all times because, I mean, just like that, somebody could sneak. You could hit your finisher, but then that third person just comes in, takes you out, and you've done the dirty work. So you always got to keep an eye on that third man. Let's look at Del Rio with a backstabber there through the ropes. Nice move there from Del Rio. And now Del Rio, he's got the cross arm breaker locked in, and he used this move to make Jack Swagger tap out on Monday Night Raw, but Big E quickly gets over there to break that one up. And of course, on main event, Del Rio also made Big E tap out to the cross arm breaker. So Del Rio, he's got all the momentum, all the bragging rights on his side. Look at this, Jack Swagger out of nowhere, a gut wrench powerbomb. Big E though going to try to go into the cover, but Swagger breaks it up, and we're going to be seeing a lot of these breakups if these men do not take out that third man before attempting these pinfalls. But of course, Del Rio, I mean, what about him? He was a former World Heavyweight Champion on Friday Night SmackDown, way back at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view when he had won the world title. He lost it back to Sheamus at Over the Limit, and for a long time, hadn't really been doing much on Friday Night SmackDown, but then Del Rio, he wound up getting traded over to Raw. Paul Heyman traded Chris Jericho to SmackDown. That was a blockbuster deal way back around the No Way Out pay-per-view. And of course, Del Rio, he wound up getting into this U.S. title scene and winning the title at one point. And now Del Rio, he's looking to repeat that as Big E with a cover, but Swagger manages to break that one up there right before a count of 3. But Del Rio, he's looking to become a 2-time United States champion. Big E looking for his first U.S. title reign, and Swagger, of course, looking to continue his 3rd U.S. title reign here in the series. Look at this right now. Del Rio and Big E are locking up here as Big E takes Del Rio down. Swagger leaned up against those ropes, so there's a cover, but Del Rio's foot under the ropes. That's going to force a rope break. And now Swagger, look at this. Gut wrench powerbomb, but Del Rio's back to his feet. Del Rio trying to go for the cover, trying to capitalize while Swagger's down. 2 count, and oh, wow. Talk about a close call. That was damn near a 3 count. Del Rio almost had him there. And now look at this. Del Rio, he's got a single leg Boston Crab in. And these superstars have been through a lot so far in this match. But wait a minute, Swagger tapped out. Del Rio, with a single leg Boston Crab, forces Jack Swagger to tap out. And as we've seen, Swagger, he took a lot of damage to that back. And, even a little bit to the legs from those kicks at Del Rio. And because of that, Del Rio, I mean, just throughout all the damage done throughout this matchup, eventually, it adds up and it takes its toll. And Del Rio, ever the submission expert, although it may not have been the cross arm breaker, Del Rio managed to put Jack Swagger away with his single leg Boston Crab. He managed to capitalize. He caught Big E napping. As Big E, he didn't get there in time to break up the submission hold. And just like that, Swagger tapped out. He couldn't endure the pain any longer. And now we have a new United States champion. It is Alberto Del Rio. He has captured his 2nd United States championship here in Universe Mode. And hopefully for Del Rio, things can turn out a bit more successful than his first title reign when he only held the title for about a month. So we'll see if Del Rio can amount to more success this time around as the U.S. champ. But Del Rio, he's done it. He has captured the U.S. Championship. Once again, Del Rio's got gold around his waist, and Mexico's greatest export has done it again and has achieved success here in Universe Mode. But now it is time to move on to the next matchup on the pay-per-view, and this is for the Divas Championship, as it is Summer Rae going one-on-one with Natalya. And Natalya, in recent times, she's been pretty strong. She's had some strong performances in the later half of 2K14 Universe Mode. Natalya had a matchup earlier a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown against Summer Rae. Although she didn't manage to pick up the victory there, she unfortunately lost in a pretty good matchup against Summer Rae. But then again, the next top contender for the Divas Championship, AJ Lee, also lost in a matchup to Summer Rae on SmackDown. So, I mean, Natalya, she managed to capitalize with the title picture right now. It was kind of in a bit of disarray, as there really was no clear-cut contender for the Divas Championship. Natalya managed to win the Battle Royal on Monday Night Raw against 5 other Divas, excuse me. Had to clear my throat a little bit. But Natalya, she managed to win that Battle Royal, and because of that, she is our #1 contender for the Divas Championship. She has one more opportunity to potentially recapture the gold, recapture her Divas Championship. Of course, Natalya, back at Capital Punishment in WWE 13, she defeated Beth Phoenix to capture the Divas Championship, and she held that title up until the Night of Champions pay-per-view, where she lost it in a triple threat matchup to Caitlyn. And then, of course, at No Way Out, competing in the first ever Divas Hell in the Cell matchup, a match that was, you know, it was a bit of a bust. They didn't really use the Cell all that much. I guess that tells you, you know, if you're gonna play a Hell in the Cell match, you should play it and not simulate it. But either way, Caitlyn still walked out with the victory. And since then, Natalya's just been trying to refocus her game, try to, you know, fine-tune her skills just to get herself back into the Divas title picture. Of course, Caitlyn wound up losing the Divas Championship. I mean, she held it all the way up through TLC, but on the final episode, the season finale, Universe Mode and 2K15, she lost the title in a fatal 4-way, which, of course, Summer Rae picked up the victory in that contest. But now it is time. Excuse me, that was awkward, but that was just odd timing for. Anyway, it's Natalya 1-0 to Summer Rae here. So let's get this matchup underway. Bit of chain wrestling here. We saw this a couple of weeks ago in their match on SmackDown. Very, you know, we've seen it in the past that Natalya's a very technical wrestler, but she's also got power moves to her arsenal, like that German suplex we just saw. But she also can have a bit of a mean streak. And Summer Rae, from what we've seen so far, she can match Natalya's technical game to an extent, enough where, you know, in the early stage of these matchups, she can go toe-to-toe with Natalya. I think in more of a long-term picture, Natalya is going to have the edge in terms of technical skill, but, you know, to a certain extent, Summer Rae can match that. If you see a nice, using the ropes to her advantage there with a nice backbreaker, that's a good way of using your environment to your advantage. And Summer Rae, oh, what a DDT! Dropping Natalya on the top of her head. And now, this is Summer Rae. This is the arrogance of the Divas Champion coming into play, as we saw her taunting it up to the fans, to the crowd, just trying to get under their skin and get under Natalya's skin. But now Summer Rae just kicking away at the head of Natalya. What disrespect being shown there by Summer Rae. There's now a kick to the back of Natalya. As we know, Summer Rae, she's a very arrogant diva, to say the least. She's got a bit of an ego, and that could potentially cost her in this type of a matchup. I mean, we know that she did manage. She's been successful so far, but the question is, with an ego like that, if somebody pushes you too far, you know, how is Summer Rae going to be able to cope with that? For example, maybe if Summer Rae hits a big maneuver and Natalya manages to kick out, is her psyche going to survive that? Is she going to manage to keep her cool long enough to retain the Divas Championship, or is her hot-headedness potentially going to cause her to become reckless and cost her the title? It's another DDT right there, spiking Natalya's head into the mat. And Summer Rae right now, counter by Natalya. Natalya ducks behind, and Natalya, nope, another counter by Summer Rae. So a bit of an exchange here, back and forth. Reversal after reversal between these two. And oh, what a move! A reverse DDT there from Summer Rae. And now she goes into the cover. That's a 1 count, but a kick out quickly by Natalya. She powers out before count of 2. And Natalya now counters a DDT into a side Russian leg sweep. Nice counter there from Natalya. And a beautiful leg drop there. And now what's she going for? Natalya, big time knee right to the face of Summer Rae. And of course, back on SmackDown, these two put on a very close contest. Natalya just fell a little bit short, and Summer Rae had a little more left in the tank at the time. Could that potentially be a bit of a foreshadowing as to how this matchup is going to go? Because right now it's very back and forth contest, just like it was on SmackDown a few weeks ago. Natalya appears to have the edge, though, in this one. And now look at this. Oh, Summer Rae with a nice neck breaker. Just like that, taking Natalya down. Goes for the cover, but only a 1 count. And Natalya, she's got to manage to try to stay alive in this one. She's got to try to stay in it. Look at this. What's Summer Rae? What is this? Oh, a boot right to the face. Very nice move there. Very innovative by Summer Rae. Into the cover. Not even a 1 count, though. Natalya manages to just power out. And she doesn't want to show any signs of weakness in this matchup against Summer Rae. And now Natalya. Elbow right to the back of the head of Summer Rae. But Summer Rae counters. And now Summer Rae. I think Natalya might have been setting up something big there, but Summer Rae managed to counter. Hits a nice clothesline in the corner, dropping Natalya to the mat. And look at Summer Rae up on that second rope. And now she's just waiting for Natalya. What could Summer Rae potentially be going for here? And Summer Rae, she kicks Natalya down on the mat. And here's Summer Rae with a big-time splash, landing right on the center of the back of Natalya. And into the cover goes Summer Rae. Forearm across the face. That's not even a 2 count. Natalya powers out once again at about a 1.5. And now Summer Rae, look at this. Suplex, taking Natalya back down on the mat. As Summer Rae, she's got the advantage. She's in control right now. What is it going to take to put Natalya away? She just needs to hit that big shot. And she hits yet another DDT. And Summer Rae now, she's been going full throttle in this matchup. She had to take a step back here. Try to recuperate, try to recover herself, recompose herself, and potentially set up another onslaught of offense onto Natalya. She takes her down with a nice reverse suplex. So Natalya, she's in big trouble right now, as Summer Rae's just been on the offensive for quite a while now. But Natalya counters with some elbows to the side of the head. Summer Rae's dazed. Natalya, this is her opportunity to capitalize. Reverse DDT there, planting Summer Rae down onto the mat. And a big-time knee drop right to the face of Summer Rae. But Summer Rae now back to her feet. Oh, what a punch there from Summer Rae. But Natalya with a counter. And look at this. Natalya, she's got her with a discus clothesline. Takes her down. And that could do it. Natalya into the cover. Not even a 1 count. Summer Rae somehow managed to kick out. But this is a very smart move by Summer Rae. Oh, but Natalya caught her up there on the ropes, as it looked like Summer Rae was going to try to step out of the ring, try to, distance herself from Natalya. But either way, when they're on the outside, I mean, Natalya, she's got to pin Summer Rae or make her tap out. Summer Rae does not have to win this match to retain her Divas Championship. And right now, just try to create some distance between herself and Natalya. I mean, now they're back inside the ring, so that the champion's advantage won't come into play quite as much, as the countout isn't a possibility. And Summer Rae counters with a nice boot to the face, and went for the flying forearm, but there's a counter by Natalya. Got her rolled up on the shoulders, but Summer Rae counters. That's a 1 count, 2, and then Natalya reverses the pressure, manages to get into it. Oh, but a kick out there by Summer Rae. Manages to stay alive, just barely. And a drop kick by Natalya. And now it's Summer Rae who's got to play some defense. She's got to find some way to get back into this, and she hits a nice flying forearm. And what is Summer Rae going for here? Oh, she's got that leg all wrapped up. And look at this. Summer Rae with a bit of a submission of her own. We know Natalya likes to specialize in that sharpshooter. Now she's kind of eating her own sort of medicine here, as Summer Rae pulling out a submission hold of her own. Although it was unsuccessful in putting Natalya away. She hits another dropkick right there. Summer Rae. Oh, Summer Rae's looking to go to the top rope here. Natalya trying to stumble back to her feet here. Summer Rae up on the top, but oh, she just caught a bit of a glancing blow there. She didn't quite get all of it, but nonetheless, it did some effect to Natalya. Natalya now with a small package. She's got Summer Rae rolled up here, and that's a throw. Oh, but a narrow escape. Summer Rae barely kicks out before the count of 3. And Summer Rae now with a big elbow right to the face, but Natalya now counters, delivers a punch of her own. But Summer Rae counters with a knee right to the gut. And here we go. Oh, what a kick! What a kick to the face. I think Natalya's out cold. Summer Rae hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. We have still Summer Rae retains her Divas Championship. Natalya, she came so close, but in the end, Summer Rae managed to keep her composure, and just out of nowhere with that big kick, managed to put Natalya away, managed to shut her lights out for good. And Summer Rae, still your Divas champion. That was a very back and forth matchup. Natalya almost had her off that discus clothesline. But, I mean, Summer Rae, I mean, we thought she would have almost had her, but Summer Rae just powered out. And then right there, that kick to the face. And that was all she wrote. Summer Rae, very impressive performance here tonight. Yet another back and forth contest between Natalya and Summer Rae. And Summer Rae proving that she can be a fighting champion. And that she will take on any and all challengers. And she'll do it with a bit of flair, a bit of arrogance, a bit of confidence. But I guess it's not arrogance if you can back it up. And that seems to be what Summer Rae is trying to prove to the rest of the Divas division here tonight in that match against Natalya. She defeated one of the Divas division's best to retain her Divas Championship. That is quite a statement made by Summer Rae to retain her Divas Championship and also to make a statement to the rest of the Divas locker room. So congratulations to Summer Rae. And next up on the match card is the Intercontinental Championship match between the world's largest athlete, the Big Show, and the Human Wrecking Ball, and the current Intercontinental Champion, Ryback. As Big Show now making his way down to the ring. He has been impressive as of late. He defeated Ryback himself a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown, in the first episode of SmackDown 2K15, and assaulted Sheamus before the match began. And, you know, himself just became a bit of a substitute for Sheamus in that matchup, making two statements in one night by attacking Sheamus and then defeating Ryback. And of course, Big Show, he defeated Cody Rhodes back on the TLC pre-show to become the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. So Big Show, I mean, just lately, he's been looking pretty good. But, you know, he had a bit of a hiccup a couple of weeks ago in a match against Sheamus where he lost. He actually tapped out to Sheamus in that matchup. So it was a bit of a hiccup. Big Show may have lost a little bit of momentum in the process, but tonight, I mean, we'll have to see if Big Show has what it takes to capture the Intercontinental Championship from this man, the dominant, reigning and defending Intercontinental Champion, Ryback. Because Ryback has held that championship since SummerSlam when he defeated Christian for the title. And Christian himself had held that title since Extreme Rules when he defeated The Miz and Cody Rhodes in a triple threat match. So Christian himself was a pretty impressive Intercontinental Champion. But Ryback has seems like he has matched Christian's legacy as the Intercontinental Champion and has topped it. As Ryback, I mean, ever since SummerSlam, he's defeated any and all who challenge him. Just to name a few. Christian, of course, in the rematch at Night of Champions, where Ryback took 3 kill switches, kicked out of every single one of them, and then managed to proceed to defeat Christian and retain the title. Ryback then, of course, defeated Randy Orton, and he also defeated Curtis Axel in the process, sending Curtis Axel packing over to Monday Night Raw, as Curtis Axel's career on SmackDown was on the line. And Ryback, you know, he had no problem defeating Axel and ending his career on the Big Blue brand. And of course, back at TLC, Ryback once again defeated Orton. So Ryback, I mean, he's been a pretty dominant champion as of late. Even defeating someone who wasn't necessarily Intercontinental. I mean, like Orton, he had been in the World Heavyweight Championship division, a former World Heavyweight Champion, and he actually kind of stepped down to compete against Ryback for that Intercontinental Championship, which was something Ryback needed. Ryback really needed. I mean, if he was hoping to potentially move up to the World Heavyweight Championship division, Ryback needed to defeat a credible World Champion contender for that title, someone who had held the title before, someone who had been in the main event picture, and that someone was Randy Orton. And Ryback, he managed to defeat Randy Orton on more than one occasion, and now Big Show is his next target. The world's largest athlete. This man is 7 feet tall and over 400 pounds. So Ryback, this is going to be a bit of a case where it's power versus power, and he's going up against somebody who may very well be stronger and more powerful than he is. So Ryback, that's going to be interesting to see how he kind of copes with that, because so far up to this point, Ryback had just been able to outpower his opponents and just rely on his powerful offense to put away his challengers. But now, when he goes up against somebody like the Big Show, he's going to have a little bit more skill and a little bit more durability. He's going to go up against the Big Show, and a little more agility as well. some more athleticism, as we see right now. Off the Thez press, Ryback just smashing the Big Show's head off the mat. And Ryback now. Oh, it looked like he was going to the corner, potentially going for that meat hook clothesline in the early stages of this one, but Big Show, he sensed it was coming. He knew what Ryback was going for, and Big Show, he quickly got back to his feet. And now tosses Ryback to the outside. As right away, these two men have really picked up the pace as of the early goings of this one. And, you know, it's going to be a bit more of a slower paced matchup between these two, because, you know, they're not known for their speed, their quickness, any sort of high-flying offense. They're more slow, methodical powerhouses. But so far, I mean, they've taken the match to the outside here, and that has kind of escalated this matchup to an extent at this point. As right now, it's Big Show and Ryback one-on-one. Big Show tosses Ryback into the barricade, but that's a count of 6. Big Show, he's got to get back into the ring, and same with Ryback. I mean, Ryback, of course, he's got the champion's advantage. If he gets counted out or disqualified, then he retains the title. But Ryback, I think he's out to prove a point. He wants to defeat Big Show by pinfall or submissions. That's now a 9 count. Big Show notices what was going on. He knew that he can't win the title by count out, so he went out and broke the count, as Ryback was just seemingly kind of playing some mind games there with the Big Show. Not quick to get back into the ring, almost saying, like, you know, this is my championship. I don't have to beat you. Just playing a little bit of mind games with the Big Show and forcing Big Show to step back to the outside. Because otherwise, Big Show, I mean, he can't win the title by count out. And look at this. Wait, Ryback. He's not going to... Ryback! Spear through the barricade. And Ryback takes Big Show out here. Spear through the barricade. What a move by Ryback there. As this is Ryback, he's managed to control the pace of this matchup, bring the match to the outside, and take the Big Show out of the equation right now. As he's just put Big Show through the barricade. That's a 9 count, but of course Ryback gonna break the count. He's gonna break the count, and he's gonna try to get Big Show back into the ring to try and pin him or make Big Show tap out. Of course, Ryback, I mean, a count-out loss or a count-out victory, I mean, really means nothing to him at this point. Ryback, he's trying to prove that he can be a contender in the World Heavyweight Championship title picture. And to do that, he feels that he needs to defeat Big Show by pinfall or submission. I mean, no, there can't be a question mark or an asterisk next to these matches. Big Show has to be defeated one-on-one. It has to be clean and, you know, without debate that Ryback, he was the winner in this matchup, and he beat Big Show fair and square. Big Show with a cover, but a kick out there from Ryback. As Big Show now appears to be gaining the advantage in this one. Ryback back to his feet, but look at this. Big Show is going for a knockout punch, but Ryback just blocked it. He just blocked the big right hand from the Big Show. He blocked the WMD, but now it's Big Show. Maybe trying to fire up a second win here, maybe go for a comeback. As he's got Ryback up here, look at this. Look at the powers. Big Show now just plants Ryback into the mat with a power slam, taking Ryback down. And now it is Big Show on the offensive. But wait a minute, Ryback with a counter, and Ryback plants the Big Show down into the mat. And now Ryback trying to regain control in this one. Tosses Big Show over there into the corner. And what could Ryback? Big knee lift there. What could he be going for? Ryback going up to that second rope. Maybe going to go for the splash. And look at this, Ryback. Well, Big Show was a bit out of range there, but Ryback still managed to partially connect with that big-time splash. And Big Show kicks out at a count of 2. And Ryback now, he's in control, and he knows it. He's got Big Show right where he wants him. Big punch there to the Big Show. But Big Show now takes Ryback down with a nice backbreaker there. And into the cover. That's a 1 count and 2, but Ryback kicks out at about a 2.5. And now Big Show just stomping away at Ryback. Big Show maybe perhaps getting a bit frustrated as he hasn't been able to put Ryback away yet. And Ryback has, you know, for the majority of this matchup, he's had control in one way or another. And now Big Show into the cover once again, but a kick out by Ryback before even a count of 2. But Ryback now punches to the gut of the Big Show, trying to get the big man off him, create some space, get some time to catch his breath, but just like that, Big Show once again overpowering Ryback, just ramming him over there into that corner. And look at the Big Show now. He's got Ryback up, and oh, what a move! Planting Ryback, I should say, face first into the mat, but Big Show's gassed as well. He's not known for his stamina, as now he's just going to crawl into the cover here on Ryback. It's a 2 count, but a kick out once again by Ryback. Of course, Big Show, you know, if he's going to hit all these powerful moves, they're taking a lot out of him. As now Ryback once again trying to create some space, and he manages to counter into a side Russian leg sweep there. And now it is Ryback trying to get back in control of things here, but Big Show counters with a move of his own, and he plants Ryback into the mat. And now the Big Show, he's got Ryback going for a spear, and he hits it. The Big Show out of nowhere with a spear into the cover. May have just broken Ryback in half, but Ryback doesn't want to show any weakness to his opponent here. Kicks out before a 2 count. But of course, kicking out at 1 is no easy task. I mean, it takes a lot. I mean, you have that extra second to recover with a 2 count. As Big Show now just trying to make Ryback use as much energy as possible. Goes into another cover while at the same time trying to recover his own stamina. Forcing Ryback to expend more of his own as Ryback now counters. And now look at this. Oh, a big running, just kind of throwing his body weight at the Big Show. And Ryback, he's firing up the WWE Universe. He's setting Big Show up for a meat hook clothesline. And that could be it. Ryback, if he goes for the cover, I think he may have Big Show, but no. Ryback just looking to add an exclamation point to this one. He hit the meat hook clothesline, and now he's going to put the Big Show away here. He's marching around the ring, and Ryback now, shell shock delivered to the Big Show. And Ryback now, he's crawling. He's got to get back to his feet, and now he's just got to cover the Big Show. And he flips him over, and he goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and Ryback has done it. Ryback has defeated the Big Show, and Ryback retains his Intercontinental Championship. What a matchup that was. Ryback putting Big Show through the barricade of all places. And Big Show, you know, he got his shots in too. We saw that spear nearly broke Ryback in half. Thought that might have been it, but Ryback kicked out. And then right here, the meat hook clothesline, followed by the shell shock. That was it. Ryback, once again, retains the Intercontinental Championship, and Ryback could potentially be one of the most dominant Intercontinental Champions of all time. I mean, so far, our past, really, there have only been 3 Intercontinental Champions. There was The Miz, there was Christian, and there's been Ryback. And Ryback, he has been the most dominant Intercontinental Champion to date here in Universe Mode. I mean, this title reign, it's about the same length, if not more, if not a longer reign than that of Christian's. So Ryback, I believe with that matchup, he has just surpassed Christian's reign, the amount of days that he was champion. But right now, it is Mark Henry's turn to, I mean, after what Ryback just showed, representing SmackDown, Mark Henry, he's got to try to do what he can to top that. And especially if Ryback, he's looking to potentially challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Mark Henry, he's got to prove that, you know, that he can still hang, that he can be a dominant world champion. I mean, Henry, he's held that title since No Way Out when he defeated Sheamus for the world title. Of course, at Survivor Series, he successfully defended the title against Sheamus and Chris Jericho in a triple threat matchup. And then at TLC, Mark Henry defeated Christian, Captain Charisma, the former Intercontinental Champion, in a TLC match, mind you. A matchup that was Christian's specialty, but Mark Henry managed to overcome those odds, which, you know, for once, I mean, there aren't many times you can say the odds were stacked against Mark Henry, but I believe the odds were stacked against Mark Henry at TLC. That was not his style of environment. He's more of a powerhouse, and to have to climb a ladder, to have to lug that massive amount of weight and muscle. I mean, Mark Henry, that's no easy feat. But the fact that he managed to take Christian out, climb a ladder, and retrieve his title, that just shows that Mark Henry, you know, even though the odds were stacked against him, which, I mean, there aren't many times you could say that with Mark Henry, but he still managed to retain his world title. But now coming down to the ring is a man who almost always seems to have the odds stacked against him. It is WWE's biggest little man, possibly the greatest underdog in the history of everything. WWE's very own. This is like a David versus Goliath story. It's Rey Mysterio. He's WWE's very own David. As the odds seem to always be stacked against Rey Mysterio, and tonight in the triple threat matchup, I mean, he managed to defeat Mark Henry on SmackDown. And I said that if Rey Mysterio could defeat Mark Henry, he would get a world title opportunity. And that's just what Rey did. Somehow, some way, he managed to pick up the victory over Mark Henry on SmackDown and earn his way into this title match. And then, of course, there's Randy Orton, who went through hell and high water at TLC in the ladder match he had against Ryback. As Randy Orton, I mean, he may have been unsuccessful, but he really proved a point out there at TLC that he could go the distance, and he came very close. He was just inches away, seconds away from becoming the champ, but in the end, he let his anger towards Ryback get the better of him, and he potentially gave up on his opportunity to capture the Intercontinental Championship in order to try to potentially end Ryback's career. And for that reason, he is not here today with the Intercontinental Championship. But tonight, he has potential to win the World Heavyweight Championship back. He's looking to capture his second world title in the series. Of course, he has had a bit of bad luck on his side as of late. But recently, he defeated Chris Jericho one-on-one. And then in the Fatal 4-Way where we needed a contender because it was supposed to be Edge. But unfortunately, Edge was not. He has not been in the game yet. He's set to come out on DLC in early 2015. Hopefully that can be like before Elimination Chamber because, Edge, he defeated Mark Henry one-on-one. He defeated him clean. Therefore, if you defeat the world champion, much like Rey Mysterio did on SmackDown, you basically are the #1 contender. But unfortunately, we haven't had Edge in this year's game yet, and since he's going to come out on DLC, I don't really see a point in getting a created wrestler for him unless I can find a really good one out there. But Edge, with the Elimination Chamber, he's gonna have a spot in the chamber, and it's safe to assume that Christian potentially could as well, because Christian, of course, taking Mark Henry to the limit at TLC. I mean, when there's 6 people who can potentially contend for the world title in the Elimination Chamber, Christian and Edge are going to be 2 of those men if the DLC comes out in time. So I don't know, I guess we're going to have to wait to find out how that's going to play out. But for right now, we need to know who's going to be the world champion who will enter the Elimination Chamber to defend the title against 5 other superstars. And potentially all 3 of these men could be in the Elimination Chamber, no matter who wins this world title match. Of course, Mark Henry, he's the world champ. He's held the title since No Way Out, and he's defeated every challenger that's come his way. He's already defended his world title in a triple threat match once before. But can he do it here tonight against Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio? Who, I don't know, Mark Henry right now, he's got those steel steps. Of course, this is no disqualification. That's how these triple threat matches work. No disqualification, no countouts. And the only way to win is by pinfall or submission. But it's just like it was earlier in the U.S. title triple threat matchup. You always gotta have eyes in the back of your head. You have to keep you gotta keep your eyes on your third opponent and watch your back at all times, because, like I said, you could do all the damage, but someone could just run in, throw you out of the ring, and all it takes is 3 seconds to win a match. So you can't even let your guard down. You can't even let your guard down for an instant, because just like that, you could very well have lost the match. But right now, it is Henry, Mysterio, and Orton. And look at Mysterio here. Look at this! Hurricanrana off the top rope, taking Mark Henry down. And Mysterio now, he's trying to take control. Look at this drop kick right there, taking Henry down to the mat. Covered by Orton. About a rope break there. Oh, wow. Ah, man, my editing and forgetfulness. Yeah, we had a bit of split screen there, so I guess that's a bit of a tip for those of you who if you don't know what split screen is, for some reason, you know, when you set up a match, and it can be between two AI or whatnot, for some reason, sometimes if you're not playing, I mean, even if you're not playing as anybody, they'll randomly be like, oh, hey, this, all of a sudden, it looks like you're being, like you're controlling one of the guys, even when you're not, and it's just, they don't fight back or anything, so I apologize for not editing that out. Yeah, there's nothing really I can do about it now because I'm already in the commentary process. So if I miss it in my pre-commentary editing, then there's nothing really I can do about it afterwards. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna have to repeat the same commentary things over this again, which I don't really, because there's no way I can repeat everything that I just said. And I could like copy that audio and put it over this matchup, but then you know if I'm talking about the match itself, it doesn't really line up anymore, and it just gets complicated by that, so that's my own mistake. I apologize for that, not editing that out. Oh man, I'm kind of disappointed about that now. But anyway, we got to focus on what we've got right now. It's Henry, Mysterio, Orton right now. And Orton, he's going to the outside. This is no disqualification, so Orton, he's grabbing a steel chair. We'll just pretend that split screen never happened. We'll pretend this match has been ongoing since the beginning. Nothing ever happened. So we saw the steel steps get implemented earlier on. Now Orton, he's got the steel chair. And, okay, glitching out here. That's... Man, everything is just going wrong in this match, isn't it? As right now, Mark Henry, though, he appears to have taken the least amount of damage out of the three men right now. As Orton and Mysterio have taken quite the beating, but Henry, you know, for a while, he was just sort of standing off to the side, just kind of watching as Orton and Mysterio took each other apart. And a big scoop slam there from Henry. And a headbutt there. Shades of the Junkyard Dog. As Mark Henry... Wait, Rey trying to go for a cover, trying to capitalize, but Orton kicks out there. Well, actually, it was a rope break by mistake. But right now, like I said, Henry's got the advantage. He's got momentum on his side. He's just kind of been watching as Mysterio and Orton tear each other apart. And Henry now looking to capitalize. He was going for the world's strongest slam, but Rey cut him off and prevented that from happening. And now look at Rey. Rey looking to take Henry down with a sunset flip. And he takes Henry out. But he can't capitalize. He's too fatigued at this point in the match. And now he takes Orton down. But of course Henry, I doubt Henry would have been pinned there as he hasn't taken enough damage yet. Look at Mysterio though. He's looking to put away Orton. Maybe he's trying to set him up for the 619. But Orton countered. And now look at Orton. Randy Orton. Oh, this is vintage Orton right here. Look at this. He's got him. And DDT off the ropes. And he plants Mysterio head first into the mat. And Orton now, he's going back for that steel chair. Maybe he's going to try to use it on Mark Henry. That's the ultimate equalizer, and that's something Orton needs. And you go, oh, what a clothesline. Caught Henry off guard. Henry got distracted with Mysterio. And now Orton looking to inflict some sadistic offense on Mark Henry as he delivers the knee right to the top of the head of Mark Henry. And now, this is what Orton and Rey need to do. They need to double team Henry. But as I say that, Orton with a DDT. Spiking Mysterio's head off the chair. And of course Orton, he doesn't want to work with Rey Mysterio. I mean, even if it's going to be to his benefit, Orton, he's a lone wolf. And I don't think he trusts Rey Mysterio. Especially after what went down with Ryback. I mean, Orton, he doesn't want there to be any loose ends in his potential plan to win this matchup. So I guess, you know, he wasn't planning on working for Rey too long. He's, I don't know, maybe just going to try to use Rey a little bit to help him achieve his goal of capturing the title and then just take Rey out of the equation. But now, by that point, it truly is every man for themselves in this triple threat match. I mean, that's how it goes. You can have temporary alliances, but in the end, you know, it's every man for himself, and only one man can win the match. There's a big chair shot there to Rey. And now Mark Henry's got the chair, and now just striking Rey with the chair. Now a headshot to Orton with the chair. Orton could be out cold. There's a cover. 1, 2, 3, and Rey could not get there in time. He was just a split second away. But in the end, you know, every second counts. And for that reason, Mark Henry retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Mark Henry proves that he is still a dominant champion. He's a fighting champion. He has defeated every superstar, every challenger that has stepped up that has stepped up to face him for that world title. And Henry, he is unstoppable right now. Who can stop Mark Henry? He's got all the momentum in his favor heading towards the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view and the Chamber match. And it is now time for the WWE Championship match between the Animal, Batista, the #1 contender, and the champion himself, Mr. Super Cena, John Cena. So here we go. This match is about to get going here, but of course, what about the build-up for this one? I mean, John Cena, he's held the WWE Championship since the Survivor Series pay-per-view, where he won it from The Undertaker, and then, of course, he defended the title at TLC in a TLC match against the Dead Man, and we haven't seen The Undertaker since that night. We haven't seen him since John Cena hit an attitude adjustment off of the top of the ladder to put away the Dead Man. So, how about Batista? Well, Batista, he's coming off of a loss, a pay-per-view loss to Daniel Bryan at TLC. However, Batista did defeat Daniel Bryan in an impromptu match on the Survivor Series pre-show. And if you can't tell, my nose is really stupid allergies. But anyway, so I apologize for that. But as I was saying, Batista really, you know, he's been a here and there. He's on one end, he's of course Batista, so he's got that presence about him. But really, I mean, the wins and losses have kind of been iffy. He hasn't really been all there since he returned. He has defeated Daniel Bryan twice, although one of them, like I said, was in that impromptu matchup where Bryan had basically already gone through a grueling match with Curtis Axel, so there wasn't really, I mean, it wasn't exactly a fair fight in that case. But Batista still, he did manage to defeat The Rock on the first episode of Monday Night Raw in WWE 2K15 to become the #1 contender. And I mean, defeating The Rock is no small feat. So, I don't know. You can kind of argue it's probably like 50-50 with Batista. You may think that he's not deserving of a WWE Championship opportunity, or you think, you know, he's defeated Daniel Bryan twice, he's defeated The Rock. I mean, he definitely deserves to be #1 contender. He's earned the right. And then plus, Batista's got Paul Heyman, the Raw general manager, seemingly in his corner. I believe, you know, whatever deal Paul Heyman must have struck to bring Batista over to Monday Night Raw from SmackDown, I think there was potentially a WWE Championship opportunity sort of clause in that contract, whatever Batista signed. So I feel as though, you know, Paul Heyman, he has a little bit of a debt to pay to Batista for bringing him over here to Raw. I think that was a bit of a deal they possibly may have struck, they may have come to a conclusion about. So Batista, using his perhaps just negotiated his way into this matchup. But doesn't matter, because he's here and this matchup is about to get underway. It doesn't matter how he got here. The important thing is he's about to go one-on-one, head-to-head, man-to-man with the best here on Monday Night Raw, and that is John Cena. I mean, he's proven that he is the best here on Raw, as he's got the WWE Championship. And if you're the WWE Champion, you're the man. You're the top dog of your brand. But John Cena tonight, he's going to have to compete against Batista, and Batista, you know, he's definitely got the aggressiveness behind him. I mean, desperate men do desperate things, like I've said in the past. And Batista right now, I mean, we saw what happened back at SummerSlam in WWE 2K14, where Batista had an opportunity. He challenged for the World Heavyweight Championship, but he was unsuccessful. So he took his leave of absence, as he didn't feel he was living up to his standards, his standard of performance here in the WWE. But at the Survivor Series pay-per-view, the pre-show, he was brought back by Paul Heyman. So hopefully, I would think, Batista, he's done some training, he's been working out, getting prepared for this moment, for this night, this opportunity that he would receive for a major World Championship opportunity. So we'll see if he can get the job done here tonight. As right now, look at this, Batista and Cena just trading lockups there. But right now it is Cena who appears to have gained the advantage as he counters, taking Batista down. But Cena, of course, he's had to go through a long, grueling rivalry against the dead man, The Undertaker. I mean, that started all the way back at Night of Champions, where Cena defeated Dean Ambrose to capture the WWE Championship, and The Undertaker made his appearance. The Undertaker, he had lost the King of the Ring tournament to Mark Henry in the finals, so he didn't earn the number one contenders status that a victory would have gotten him, but still, just The Undertaker just made a statement. He targeted John Cena and intimidated John Cena, then delivered a tombstone pile driver to Dean Ambrose, and he made it clear that he was going to challenge that WWE Championship. Taker went on to win the title at No Way Out in a Hell in a Cell matchup, but Cena won the title back at Survivor Series. And of course, along the way, The Undertaker got into some clashes with the Shield. And look at Cena here, the half Nelson neck breaker. And Cena wasting a little time trying to get this matchup in his favor as he goes for the cover. There's a 2 count, not even a 3. Might have just barely been a 2, and Batista kicks out. But now look at Cena. Cena going for an attitude adjustment already in the early stages of this one. Batista with a DDT manages to counter. And man, the pace of this matchup is just quickened very quickly in this matchup. I mean, wasting a little time. Cena went for his best shot immediately in this matchup, but no, Batista was able to counter it. And man, wouldn't that have been humiliating for Batista if he had gotten beaten by Cena that fast as he hits a spear. There's a cover. 1, not even a 2 as Cena powers out. But Batista, you know, nearly broke Cena in half with that spear. He's not wasting any time either, not pulling any punches, going straight for some of the best moves in his arsenal as these two men both know what's on the line, the WWE Championship, and they're wasting a little time. I mean, they want this title. And Batista right now looks like that's what happens when you start out on such a fast pace. You can't necessarily pace yourself. And Batista appears to be getting a little bit tired right now as he really, I mean, just right out of the gate, these two men just went for some of their best, but that could really hurt them in the later stage of this matchup. If they go all out in the beginning and burn themselves out, it's going to be very difficult for them to get back in this thing. As another half Nelson neck breaker there from John Cena into the cover, and that's going to be a rope break, and that's where the long legs of the Animal Batista are going to come into play, as his legs are able to reach under the bottom rope and force the rope break. But look at John Cena. John Cena going for the AA, and he's got him up, and Cena hits it out of nowhere. Cena hits an attitude adjustment on Batista, and Cena, he's just got to crawl into the cover. I think he may have tried to go too fast, too much power too quickly in this matchup, but there's a cover, and Batista just manages to kick out before a count of 3. But yeah, I think Cena may have been a bit headstrong in this matchup as he went right for the finisher in the early stages. Batista now, he's got Cena up, and Batista bomb, taking Cena down. And that could be it. Batista could be your new WWE Champion. There's 2 and 3. Oh! Cena somehow manages to stay alive. He kicks out of the Batista bomb. Wow. Both men going right for their finishers. And, I mean, this matchup, I mean, I guess in the long run, neither of these two superstars are really built for like a super long matchup. They don't have exactly the stamina to kind of keep pace with that, to keep it up. So I guess a slower, well, not a slower, but a quicker match, a shorter match would be better. Would be more in both of their favors, as they could just look for their power offense to hit all their big moves really fast and just try to put each other away. Cena hits a big time DDT there. Batista back to his feet here. And look at Batista, he's got Cena by the throat. And look at the strength of the Animal as he powers Cena down to the mat with that power slam. And now Cena hits a big time clothesline. And of course Batista could still be feeling the effects of the AA. And that's a 3 count. John Cena. Wow, that matchup didn't exactly go on as long as I was expecting it to. But I guess that'll happen when, right out of the gate, these two men go for their best shots. And that, of course, is going to take their toll. So wow, Cena, 2 half Nelson neck breakers, an attitude adjustment. I mean, eventually it just all caught up to Batista, and that clothesline just brought all the pain from previous moves forward, and it took Batista down. And Cena, he is still your WWE champion. Cena will live to fight another day, as he's got a tough task ahead of him in the Elimination Chamber. That's right, Cena, he's going to go up against 5 other men. Against 5 other men who are going to challenge him for that WWE Championship. So Cena, he may have survived tonight. He may have survived the battle against Batista tonight. But I'm not sure if he's necessarily won the war just yet, because I think Batista, he'd be more desperate than ever at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if Batista somehow, someway finds his way into the Elimination Chamber matchup. But this is the final matchup before the Royal Rumble event, before the Royal Rumble match, and this matchup has been brewing. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time in the making. Daniel Bryan one-on-one with the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And Daniel Bryan, he has worked his tail end off to get to this point. Ever since Vengeance, he has been requesting a match with CM Punk. Well, ever since Capital Punishment, really. It would have been the night after Capital Punishment. And that was way back in July. It is now January here in the Royal Rumble here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I hope I got that right. I may have just got that completely wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Pittsburgh, though. And here he is, the Beast Incarnate. We haven't seen Brock Lesnar since, I mean, it was before Capital Punishment. We haven't seen Brock since June in Universe Mode. The last matchup we saw him compete in was against The Shield. Yeah, that was way back when, episode 57 in Universe Mode. We haven't seen Brock, well, WWE 13 Universe Mode, I should say. We haven't seen Brock Lesnar for a long time. And he has certainly, I mean, if we know Brock Lesnar, I don't think he's just been sitting back on the couch. I think he's been hitting the gym. He's been getting ready for a return to the WWE. And I think Daniel Bryan is just the opponent he's looking for. He's looking for somebody that he can outpower, somebody that he can just dominate in the ring. But right now, Daniel Bryan, this is what Bryan's got to do. He's got to quicken the pace, start off like a ball of fire as we see he hits the elbow, and now look at the strikes from Bryan. Drop kick takes Brock Lesnar down. And this is what Bryan's got to do. He's got to quicken the pace because he can't let Brock Lesnar slow down the pace of the match, get him down on the mat, and a German suplex from Brock Lesnar. And that is certainly something Daniel Bryan has to avoid. He's got to avoid, I think Daniel Bryan, he's going to want to keep his distance against Brock Lesnar. He doesn't want to have to fight a close quarters matchup. As you can see right now, Brock Lesnar just hammering away at the back of Daniel Bryan. And of course, of all things, another German suplex, and that's what Daniel Bryan's going to want to avoid, those German suplexes, because they will take their toll, and we know Brock Lesnar, he really loves to use those German suplexes to just take the life out of his opponent. And right now, Daniel Bryan, just right out of the gate, look at these powerful strikes, these powerful maneuvers from Brock Lesnar. And already, just like that, the tide has turned in favor of Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar looking for a weapon here, as that's Lesnar's style. He's all about no disqualification matches, so this match is going to definitely play into Brock Lesnar's favor. There's 2 chair shots to the head of Daniel Bryan. And Bryan, you know, he's going to have to watch out for that. 3 strikes and you're out. He's already taken 2 chair shots to the head. He's going to have to defend himself, protect himself from that chair. But now look at Bryan. Suplex Brock Lesnar back into the ring. And man, Bryan has really taken a lot of damage already in this matchup. As look at this back suplex, taking Lesnar down. And Daniel Bryan now, went for the elbow, but Lesnar countered. And look at Lesnar, just a power bomb, just powered Bryan up there, and dropped him down to the mat. Now Lesnar back to the chair. Bryan avoids it though, and now look at that. That's a smart move from Bryan. He hops off to the outside to avoid the chair shot, but on that dive there, I think Bryan may have caught the back end of that chair, so he may have hurt himself even more than he hurt Lesnar there. But a nice rolling elbow. Now Bryan's got the chair, And Daniel Bryan, he cannot afford to let Brock Lesnar get his hands on any weapons in this match. If anything, the weapons are going to have to favor Daniel Bryan, as Brock Lesnar, he's an aggressive powerhouse. Bryan, he's going to have to keep his distance, and if he can use any weapons here, that would definitely play to his advantage, as he's got the table, but Lesnar quickly knocks the table out of Daniel Bryan's hands. And Lesnar now, oh, he's got another steel chair, but Bryan catches this one. And now Daniel Bryan, nope, countered by Lesnar. He catches the chair again. And Daniel Bryan, like I said, he's trying to keep his distance. It's very smart from Bryan. And if my nose could just stay clear for a moment so I could actually commentate. Aye. But Lesnar, he gets hit in the gut with the table there. Daniel Bryan going perhaps up to the top rope here. No, but before he can even get there, Lesnar's back to his feet. And Brock Lesnar once again looking under the ring, perhaps for a weapon here, and he's got a ladder. Well, I don't think that's necessarily going to play to his strengths. I don't know what Lesnar's got planned for that ladder, but oh, whoa! It looked like he was trying to drop that out on Daniel Bryan's head, but fortunately for Bryan, Lesnar just, you know, he got a little too overzealous there, and he threw it over Bryan's head. And that's perhaps a situation where Lesnar doesn't even know his own strength, but Bryan's got the ladder, and a shot to the back of Brock Lesnar. And I'm honestly not sure what Lesnar had planned with that ladder, because I truly believe that of all the weapons, that truly plays into Daniel Bryan's favor. As Bryan, he's setting up the table, setting up the ladder. He's got something in mind here. And Bryan now putting that ladder in the ring. Oh, but Brock Lesnar, that weapon is definitely going to favor Brock Lesnar. It's a baseball bat. Wow. I mean, if Bryan takes a shot from that baseball bat, it could be lights out. But Bryan putting the table and the ladder both in the ring here. As Bryan, he's been waiting a long time for this matchup, so we can't think that he's underprepared. He has to know what would be. Oh, and a baseball bat to the face of Daniel Bryan. He's got to be out cold. There's no way Bryan can kick out of that. Count to 100. Bryan's out of it here. And what? Daniel Bryan at 2.5 somehow, someway managed to dig down deep and kick out. I don't believe this. I thought for sure that baseball bat was going to put Bryan away. But Bryan somehow managed to survive. Brock Lesnar off a German suplex into another cover, and Bryan kicks out at 1. Yeah, but Bryan, like I said, he's got to be prepared for this match. Man, look at Lesnar, another German suplex. And quickly, this matchup is turning into Lesnar's favor. As like I said, Bryan, he's got to be prepared for this matchup. I mean, he's been waiting since No Way Out for this match with Brock Lesnar. And you'd have to think that he's been game planning for Lesnar ever since then. So I would like to think that he's got a strategy for going up against Lesnar here. Although at the moment, Lesnar's in control, so Bryan, not sure exactly what he's got planned. But look at this. Bryan, this is what he's got to do. He's got to get the crowd behind him with those big kicks. Those definitely are one of Bryan's strengths. He's going to want to get the crowd behind him. Delivers some powerful kicks to Lesnar. There's a Northern Lights suplex, but a kick out by Lesnar. And now Bryan just waiting for Lesnar to get back to his feet here. What could he be going for? He's got him for that hat suplex. Taking Lesnar down. And Bryan now goes to the outside. Oh, looks like he could be going for a weapon again here. He's looking under the ring for something. Lesnar now going to the outside. He's not sure what Lesnar's going. Oh man, Lesnar going for the steel steps. Bryan, one shot from those and Bryan will be out cold. I mean, especially after what happened with the baseball bat. Bryan, I think he's just one big move away from being out of this here. He's going to have to watch himself as Lesnar had a kendo stick. But Bryan with a knee lift managed to catch Lesnar before he could ever hit him. And now, oh, no, Lesnar caught the kendo stick. Bryan is going for a shot with the kendo stick, but Lesnar caught it. And now Bryan takes it back. And Daniel Bryan delivers a kendo stick shot right to the gut, right to the ribs of Brock Lesnar. And now Bryan just caning away at Brock Lesnar. Or should I say just striking away. That's not a Singapore cane, that's a kendo stick. I gotta get my weapons right here. And Bryan out. Oh, big punch there from Lesnar. And Lesnar, he's firing up here. He's got Bryan over there under the table. And oh, luckily enough for Bryan. Bryan managed to avoid it. And Lesnar, he's all caught up in those tables there. So, all that table, I should say. There is only one table. And Bryan, he's looking for something big here. Oh, but Lesnar countered. I think Bryan might have been going for the yes lock, perhaps. And oh no. Oh no. Daniel Bryan's in trouble. Oh, an F5. An F5 for Brock Lesnar. This match is over. 2 count. And Bryan kicks out. Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, he kicked out of the baseball bat to the face and now kicks out of an F5. Where does Daniel Bryan find this strength? How did Daniel Bryan kick out of the F5? I mean, Lesnar has put so many opponents away with that F5, but Bryan kicked out at Lesnar now with a fall-away slam. I mean, Bryan, it could have just been on instinct alone that he kicked out, but Bryan kicks out again. Bryan stays alive. And I don't even know if Bryan's consciously... Oh, wait, look at this. Bryan, he's got him. He's got Lesnar stacked up on his shoulders here. Oh, what a kick out by Lesnar. And at first, I thought maybe Bryan just kind of... I don't even know if he was really conscious. I thought maybe he just subconsciously kicked out just on instinct of that F5. But Bryan, you know, he's clearly conscious. He's wide awake right now. And that F5 just seemed to fire Daniel Bryan up here. Let's look at this. Daniel Bryan, he's going for a second wind. Can he make a comeback here? He ducks a clothesline from Lesnar, and an elbow right to the chest of Brock Lesnar. And Daniel Bryan, he's going to the top rope, and I know exactly what Daniel Bryan's going for here. He's trying to fire up the yes move and going for the diving headbutt, but Lesnar rolled out of the way. And here's a cover as Bryan landed on part of that table, but Bryan kicks out. But I don't know, that may have just been the one last adrenaline rush Daniel Bryan had in him. I don't know if Daniel Bryan can survive another F5. I don't even know if he can get much more offense in here. It's another German suplex from Brock Lesnar. And Bryan, I don't think Bryan's got anything left. I think that was his last hurrah in this matchup. Is Brock Lesnar? Not again. Brock Lesnar, a second F5 to Daniel Bryan. And that's it. This F5 for sure is gonna end it. And it does. Daniel Bryan. Wow, what a performance from Bryan. I didn't think he had that much durability. I mean, first the baseball bat to the face. An ordinary man would have been out for days after that. But Bryan somehow managed to kick out of that. And as if that wasn't enough, Bryan kicked out of an F5. But of course, that second F5, there's no way Bryan was going to kick out of that. I think Bryan just running on pure adrenaline alone here at this point in the match. And as we see here, the second F5, Brock Lesnar just relentless in his attack on Daniel Bryan. And Bryan, he may have shown his durability here tonight, but he didn't have what it took to defeat Brock Lesnar once and for all. And Lesnar now, he's celebrating. Oh, come on. No, he's not going to do this. Brock Lesnar, I mean, come on. Can't you respect the performance Bryan just showed here?
The following contest is the Royal Rumble match. Now, the two superstars that drew numbers 1 and 2 will start in the ring at the same time. Additional superstars will join in the order of the numbers that they drew. This will continue until all 30 superstars have entered the ring. Elimination occurs when you are thrown over the top rope and both feet touch the floor. The last man in the ring will be declared the winner of the Royal Rumble and will advance to the main event of WrestleMania.
That's what it's all about right there, folks. A main event title opportunity at WrestleMania. And let's get this Royal Rumble match underway as we kick things off. Entry number 1 to the Royal Rumble is Seth Rollins. And you gotta think that Triple H must have orchestrated some type of, I'd have to think he was behind the numbers that the Shield drew. And I think that Triple H, if he's smart, he's gonna have the Shield split up in this Royal Rumble. He's not gonna allow them to have numbers that are close to each other, because if they can work together as a unit, they're gonna have just even a greater opportunity to win the Royal Rumble match. So starting off, putting the architect of the Shield, the man who is supposedly behind the Shield, the man who's created the Shield and has, you know, just kind of orchestrates all the plans, all the deep thinking, the plotting that goes behind it, orchestrating it so that Seth Rollins would get the first entry in the Royal Rumble. And what about this? Dolph Ziggler, the show-off, is going to be entry number 2 to the Royal Rumble. So right away, right off the bat, we're starting out with 2 workhorses. Seth Rollins, he's certainly got his work cut out for him here. Not only just entering in as the number 1 entry, but now to have Dolph Ziggler be number 2, to be the man who's going to start this Royal Rumble across the ring from him. This is going to be tough for Seth Rollins. This is going to be a tough challenge to try to overcome. But knowing Seth Rollins, knowing the Shield, you can never count them out of a fight. So I wouldn't count Seth Rollins out just yet. What about Dolph Ziggler? Dolph Ziggler, he's defeated The Undertaker about a month ago on Monday Night Raw. And since then, he hasn't really been sure exactly where he's going. Is he in the WWE title scene? Is he just one of the higher-ups in the U.S. title division? Well, if he wins the Royal Rumble here tonight, Dolph Ziggler certainly, he's going to be guaranteed a WWE Championship opportunity at WrestleMania. So there's a lot on the line here for all 30 superstars in this match. Dolph Ziggler, of course, even just a strong outing, a strong performance here in this Royal Rumble could give him, you know, an opportunity to elevate himself in the ranks of the WWE Championship over on Monday Night Raw. It's a big clothesline there from Dolph Ziggler, and every 90 seconds a new superstar will enter. So here we go. Entry number 3 is... Oh, man. Oh, man. Look at this. We're kicking off this Royal Rumble with a bang. Entry number 3, none other than Bray Wyatt. Oh my God. Bray Wyatt, entry number 3 to this Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler are going to have to watch themselves because Bray Wyatt, you know, he's got some tricks up his sleeves. We can see now Bray Wyatt's in the ring. And right away, Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt working together, it would seem, to take down Dolph Ziggler. But, you know, alliances only last a short amount of time here. And just as I say that, Seth Rollins, half Nelson backbreaker there to Bray Wyatt. It's every man for himself in this environment. You know, you may form a temporary alliance just to try to help each other succeed to go further in the matchup to eliminate a certain other stronger competitor. But obviously Seth Rollins, he's trying to work alone unless it's with one of his Shield brethren. And now entry number 4 is Big E. Big E, entry number 4. And we know Big E competed in the U.S. title triple threat matchup earlier on tonight. So Big E, he's going to be, you know, he's already taken some damage. He's already taken some damage from that matchup. He's already competed once tonight. So Big E could be, I mean, look at this, Seth Rollins right away just trying to capitalize, trying to work on Big E here. As you know, he's going to be dealing with some damage from the match earlier on. So really, I think Big E would be the prime target to try to, if you're looking to eliminate somebody, I think Big E's the man you want to go for because, I mean, there's going to be other people competing later on tonight in this Rumble who've yet to enter that have already competed once tonight. So, I mean, those are probably going to be the major targets who everyone's going to want to try to go after to possibly see as slim pickings. Just someone to make maybe be an easy elimination right now. As we're counting down, we're about to have the number 5 entry. Nice German suplex there from Big E. And look at this. It's his fellow New Day partner, Kofi Kingston. Entry number 5, it's Kofi Kingston, and he's making his way down to ringside. Bray Wyatt close to being eliminated, but he manages to hang on, pull himself back in the ring. All right, now we've got 5 superstars in the ring, and this is what's going to happen. The ring, as it starts to fill up, we can see some alliances, potential alliances, and we could also see, you know, this is the point where, you know, if we take a look right now, we've got the New Day, Kofi Kingston, and Big E both in the ring at the same time. They could potentially work together to eliminate somebody, but at some point, I mean, only one man can win this Rumble match, so you have to wonder, could these two possibly turn on each other to try to get the victory? But I would think, you know, I would think tag teams and factions, they had planned this out, and they would expect no holding back from each member of the faction. So, I mean, Kofi Kingston, Big E, if one of them tries to eliminate each other, I think that's what they would want. I don't think they'd want each other to hold back just because they're tag team partners, because they know what's on the line. They know what a Royal Rumble victory could mean for their careers. And now look at this, entry number 6 is Cesaro as he rushes down to the ring here. Oh, and a European uppercut, wasting little time, going right after Kofi Kingston. And look at this, Dolph Ziggler trying to eliminate Seth Rollins here, and he does! Seth Rollins, I mean, once you go down to that bottom rope, once you're over the top rope and you're clutching onto that bottom rope, you know, it's very easy to get eliminated. That's just the prime spot for eliminations. And look at this, Cesaro, he's got Dolph Ziggler over the top rope, maybe looking to eliminate Ziggler here. And the Sharp's in trouble. He's eliminated over the top rope to the floor. So the entry number 1 and 2 superstars have already been eliminated in this one. Ziggler, Rollins, they're gone. And look at this, Bray Wyatt and Big E, the double team here. And Kofi Kingston gets eliminated by Big E and Bray Wyatt. But Big E delivering the punch that knocked Kofi Kingston to the floor. Kofi Kingston, I mean, right now he's going to be a bit frustrated, but I'm sure he'll get over it because, like I said earlier, these men, they understand what opportunity is at stake, what this kind of a matchup could mean for their careers. So I think in the end, Kofi Kingston, he expected nothing less from Big E, and I think that'll play out the same way for most tag teams in this matchup. Of course, some tag teams, some superstars could be a bit more of hotheads, so I guess we'll have to wait and see how that goes. And whoa! Well, look at this. We're pulling no punches earlier on in the early stages of this Royal Rumble, as number 7 is the best in the world, CM Punk. And look at this. Oh, a double team there between Big E and Punk. Big E, that's some nice vertical leaping ability that didn't exactly know Big E could possess. But of course, Big E, as a big man goes, he's pretty athletic. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised about that kick there that he delivered to Bray Wyatt earlier. But now look at this. Big E over the top rope. Bray Wyatt could have the elimination, and he does. Forces Big E out of the ring from that bottom rope, because like I said, when you go to that bottom rope, you're very easy to be eliminated. That's the easiest spot, because you don't really have any leverage there. So simply they could just push you. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Number 8 in this one is Roman Reigns, the powerhouse of the Shield. Yet again, I think Triple H could be behind this one. And now look at this, Cesaro. Cesaro eliminates Bray Wyatt. We know those two had history with each other. Back at Night of Champions, they had a match against each other in the King of the Ring tournament where Cesaro was the victor in that contest. And Cesaro just kind of adding insult to injury there as he eliminates Bray Wyatt from the Royal Rumble. But here's the powerhouse of the Shield, Roman Reigns, entering in on this one. And like I said, Triple H, he's got to be behind these. He had to have planned out the entries for the Shield. And I mean, putting Roman Reigns in earlier on in the matchup, I mean, it could have been possible that Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns would have teamed up. But as Rollins has already been eliminated, I mean, Triple H, he really stacked the deck, bringing guys like Punk, Cesaro, Bray Wyatt. Just, I mean, the odds were not in Seth Rollins' favor, as number 9 is now Kane, the big red monster, coming down to the ring. But as I was saying, now with Roman Reigns, he's not as much of a cardiac kid. Is that a word? I don't know. I'm confusing myself here. But he's not as much. He doesn't have as great of cardio as guys like Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose would have. As Roman Reigns, you know, his offense is more in short, powerful bursts, as opposed to somebody like Rollins and Ambrose who, you know, can control their output, but yet they can still deliver some deadly offense. So Roman Reigns, putting him in here at the number 8 entry, I think was very smart by Triple H. As, you know, Roman Reigns, he's going to have to outlast another 21 other men, and plus the superstars who were in the ring at the time. Man, this is going to be tough for Roman Reigns if he wants to try to win this Royal Rumble match. But look at this, Samoan drop is coming down to the ring now. The number 10 entry, Jack Swagger. And we saw Swagger wasting a little time getting down to this one. So he's got to be frustrated after losing his United States Championship to Alberto Del Rio to kick off the Royal Rumble. So Swagger wasting a little time. We see some of these superstars coming down to the ring. They're making their entrances. Like normal, but when it comes to Jack Swagger, as we saw, he's frustrated. So he just rushed right down to the ring, wasting no time. I mean, he just wants to make an impact, and fast, in this Royal Rumble. As we see some of these superstars, they are making their entrances like normal, taking the time.
some superstars showing a little bit more arrogance, just kind of showboating for the fans. But we see Swagger, you know, just no nonsense, just rushing right down to the ring. And the same goes for R-Truth here. As Truth, he hasn't been in a very good situation over on Monday Night Raw, as Kane gets pushed out under the bottom rope. He's eliminated. Or should I say over the top rope, pushed off the bottom rope to be eliminated. So that's another elimination for Cesaro there, as he tosses Kane out. But R-Truth as well, he's been in kind of a sticky situation over on Monday Night Raw, so he couldn't afford to waste any time getting down into this Royal Rumble to make an impact. As CM Punk, big-time clothesline off the Shining Wizard to Roman Reigns. And CM Punk, of course, coming in at the number 7 entry. He and Cesaro have been in this matchup the longest so far. But I mean, when you look at like match times, as how long these superstars are in the Royal Rumble match, it's almost like you would double their time that they've been in it, because just thinking this is, as opposed to like the real life WWE, this is more of a faster paced sort of style. So if you're in the match for say 30 seconds, it's almost being the equivalent of a minute in a real bona fide Royal Rumble match. So I'd have to say, you know, Cesaro, he was just eliminated by R-Truth, but you know, if you're in the match for say 3 minutes, it's like 6 minutes. 10 minutes is like 20 minutes. So that could go to show how the performance of these superstars, you know, in the later goings, once we get superstars who are in the match for a good 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, just to kind of put that into perspective as to how things work here in this Royal Rumble environment. As Eric Rowan, entry number 12, looking to eliminate the former U.S. champ, CM Punk helping him out here. And Eric Rowan eliminates Jack Swagger, as Swagger, you know, he came down here full head of steam, but in the end he is eliminated by one half of the tag team champions, Roman Reigns. And now CM Punk, he's going after Reigns here. And a key component in this Royal Rumble match is going to be preserving your stamina. As we see Roman Reigns gets eliminated there. Well, that's a huge statement made there from Truth. And Roman Reigns, you know, that's just what happens in this Royal Rumble environment. So many superstars enter the ring, getting thrown over the top rope. Many superstars just kind of cycle in and out. Roman Reigns just didn't have what it takes to survive in this Royal Rumble match. So already that's 2 members of the Shield being eliminated, and that's big. That's going to be big for Triple H. He's going to be proud of the locker room here, as I'm sure he's also, you know, maybe put out a bit of a bounty for the Shield, perhaps. Maybe there's some sort of reward for eliminating each member of the Shield. So I guess we're gonna have to see if that is true, or if that could just possibly be me stirring up some rumors as to Triple H's determination to eliminate the Shield in this matchup. And as we just saw, R-Truth had eliminated Eric Rowan as well. So Truth actually having a pretty impressive performance so far, as number 14 in this Royal Rumble is Cody Rhodes. To make that the ring now, entering in at number 14. So CM Punk starting to stand out a little bit more now, as he's been in there since the number 7 entry. So he's taken, you know, the most of a beating. He's been in there the longest. R-Truth came in about number 12 or 11. Sandow is 13, and now of course Cody Rhodes being 14. So Punk now starting to stand out a bit more, as you know, the superstars who came in around Punk's time have already been eliminated. But look at R-Truth here, he's going for something, and off the top rope hits a drop kick onto Damian Sandow there. That's kind of one problem I have with these. That's one problem I have with like the mechanics of this game, is that if you'll go for like a finisher or a signature and it gets broken up, you lose it, which kind of sucks, because then you have to build up an entire like momentum bar again just to get there, which I don't think that's fair. I think if it gets broken up, it shouldn't count. But anyway, number 15 to the Royal Rumble is Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel, another one of these superstars. I mean, look at 4 of the 5 superstars we've got in the ring right now. We've got Sandow, Cody Rhodes, R-Truth, Curtis Axel. 4 superstars who really are out to kind of prove themselves here in the WWE. They're in a bit of limbo right now. Need to have a strong performance. Need to get a big victory. And potentially the Royal Rumble could be their opportunity. Even if they don't win, it'd be a good opportunity for them to kind of prove themselves, and maybe perhaps... Are you kidding me? Oh my... Tell me I am not seeing this right now.
Booker T. Booker T, the five-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, is in the Royal Rumble. He's here in Universe Mode. Booker T, the 16th entrant to the Royal Rumble match. Oh my goodness. Booker T, wow. I mean, this is what can happen in a Royal Rumble matchup. Often we'll see legends make an appearance, make a return, and Booker T, well, Booker T apparently got that memo, as he's the first real legend we've seen make an appearance here in the Royal Rumble. So we see Booker T over the top rope, but he just manages to pull himself back into this thing. As CM Punk, so far, he's been in this matchup for quite a while. It's almost been about 10 minutes for CM Punk that he's been in this matchup. And so far, everyone else has been in here a fairly short time. R-Truth has been in there for quite a while as well. But look at this. Cody Rhodes tosses Curtis Axel over the top rope, maybe looking for an elimination here. And this is just the point where we got a full ring. All 6 superstars are in the ring because we can't get any more than that yet. But when there's 6 superstars in the ring, it's just chaos. It's going to be difficult to try to keep up with this kind of a matchup. It's much like just a 6-pack challenge in the ring right now. Just every man for themselves. It's going to be battles going on all over the place across the ring. We got R-Truth right there going after Axel. Punk and Cody Rhodes are going at it here. Sandow right now just kind of spectating. And it might not be a bad strategy if you're one of these superstars. If you're in there for a while to just kind of take a step back, just kind of watch what's going on and preserve your energy. Try to build back up some momentum. Try to recover yourself. Try to pace yourself. And look at Booker. Booker eliminates R-Truth. So Booker T gets his first elimination here in the Royal Rumble match. And wow, R-Truth on his part, Truth eliminated about 2 or 3 superstars to his credit. So that was a very strong performance by Truth
in the time that he was in the match. But as we can see, Punk avoids elimination, makes his way back into the ring here. And now he's going after Sandow. Knee drop right to the sternum of Damian Sandow as Cody Rhodes. He's got Curtis Axel over there in the corner. But now that there is that 6th superstar eliminated, we can get another entrant in this matchup fairly shortly. As Cody Rhodes looking to toss Curtis Axel over the top rope there in the corner. Axel and Cody Rhodes, he does it. He eliminates Curtis Axel. So there's an elimination for Cody Rhodes. As right now we've got the 4 men in the ring. Sandow, Booker, Punk, and Cody Rhodes. And Sandow now, he makes his way back into the ring. Oh, what a chop there from Booker. As Booker T takes Punk down. Man, this Royal Rumble, it'll be full of surprises. And Booker T just kind of made, well, I mean, we've seen Bray Wyatt. He made his in-ring return to compete in an actual match. And let's look at this, number 17 is Chris Jericho, making his way down to the ring. Jericho, of course, over on the SmackDown brand. Right now, as we take a look, we've got 3 SmackDown superstars. We've got CM Punk from Raw, and then we've got Booker T, who's, of course, a legend. He doesn't really qualify for either brand, I would say. But that is a good question. Is Booker T perhaps looking to make a full-time return to the WWE, or is he perhaps just here to kind of soak in the glory one last time and make a shocking Royal Rumble appearance? As look at this, Chris Jericho's in trouble. Booker and Cody Rhodes looking to double team up on Chris Jericho, but Jericho makes his way back in the ring. And number 18, Tyson Kidd. And Kidd, of course, he's a workhorse. He's a very fast-paced style. He's going to waste little time getting into this one. And look at this, Cody Rhodes in trouble on the bottom rope as he's eliminated by none other than Booker T. So Booker T, that's his 2nd elimination here tonight. First, it was R-Truth, and now Cody Rhodes has been eliminated by Booker. And look at this, Tyson Kidd, he's got Sandow over there in the corner. Sandow, of course, entered in at number 13. And Tyson Kidd, can he get him out? Yes, he does. Damian Sandow has been eliminated by Tyson Kidd. So that's a good performance from Kidd. He gets an elimination. And in this kind of a matchup, any elimination counts. It can boost your credibility, can boost your rankings here in the WWE on your brand. Of course, Tyson Kidd making his return recently to SmackDown this month, actually. So Tyson Kidd, the elimination can definitely help boost his status over on the blue brand as he's looking to eliminate Booker T. That'd be a big statement, but Booker T makes his way back into the ring.
shoulder right to the gut of Tyson Kidd. And now we're about to see the 19th entrant to this Royal Rumble match. And counting 3 seconds remain. Punk and Jericho going at it. Booker and Tyson Kidd going at it. And oh man, the Royal Rumble. Look at this. Business is about to pick up in the Royal Rumble matches. Number 19. It's feeding time for the big guy. It's the Intercontinental Champion, Ryback. Ryback, of course, he's going to be dealing with some fatigue from earlier on tonight in his match where he defended the Intercontinental Championship against none other than the Big Show. Of course, he was victorious, but it definitely did take a lot out of the big guy. He's had about an hour or so to recover, but will that be enough? Is he going to be able to have what it takes? Does he have enough left in the tank to win the Royal Rumble match? As right now, CM Punk going after Ryback. CM Punk, he's been in this match for about 14, almost 15 minutes now. So CM Punk, he's been in there for a while. And what about Booker T? Booker T's been in this match for about 6 or 7 minutes, to his credit. So, oh my! Look at this. Entry number 20 to the Royal Rumble is William Regal. Of course, we did see Regal on the roster page for SmackDown at the beginning of the series, but we weren't sure when William Regal was going to make his return. Well, I guess you should say debut here in Universe Mode, but here he is, William Regal, the veteran. And if William Regal has any say in this matchup, he's going to be, of course, Regal, a very technical style, but he can also throw a lot of tough punches, a lot of hard strikes. So you're going to want to watch out. Of course, the power of the punch. William Regal, could he perhaps have those brass knuckles concealed somewhere in his attire? You're going to have to watch out for that. William Regal, he's a crafty one. But CM Punk going right after William Regal is Ryback. He's got Tyson Kidd over there in the corner. We've once again got a full ring of 6 here. Booker T, CM Punk, they've lasted the most so far in this matchup. Oh, big knee to the face by Punk, and now a clothesline taking Booker down. Look at this. Ryback eliminates Tyson Kidd. So Tyson Kidd, he did get an elimination, so he made his mark in this Royal Rumble matchup, but alas, Tyson Kidd, he didn't have what it took to go the distance to survive the rest of the Royal Rumble. And now Booker, he was about to be eliminated, but he managed to fight off Ryback, keep himself back in the match. Let's look at this. Punk with a bulldog now on Ryback. And Jericho, a suplex to Regal. So right now we've got 5 very strong competitors in this so far. Jericho entered in at the number 17 spot. Regal at 20. Ryback 19. Booker at 16. And then CM Punk, of course, at the number 7 entry. And look at this. Oh, a Northern Lights suplex there from Regal. So right now, of course, these men are going to have to be sure they can pace themselves, because if you look at guys like Regal and Punk, and not Regal, I should say Booker and Punk, who've been in there for quite a long time, and Jericho, I guess, can start to fall into that category as well. He's been in since the number 17 entrant, but these guys are going to have to pace themselves. They're going to have to watch their stamina. They're not going to have to make sure that they don't, because, I mean, you know what they say, the light bulb that burns brightest burns the shortest. So, I mean, they could go out in a bang, they could go out with a bang, they could go out like a short flame, just go short and impactful, short and powerful, or you can try to, pace yourself and slow down the momentum of your offense and make sure that you preserve some stamina so that you can go the distance. As CM Punk, he's been doing a pretty good job with that so far. He's been in this match, we're getting close to about the 20-minute mark for CM Punk that he's been in this matchup. So Regal almost seem like they've got Punk in their sights, but Ryback attacks Sheamus from behind, and that's what happens. You can't afford to let your guard down for an instant in this Royal Rumble, because you got to watch your back at all times, or else, in just a split second, you can find yourself out onto the floor and eliminated from the match. So you've always got to keep your eyes on all of your opponents, if possible. But even if not, you got to stay on your guard. As Regal with another nice suplex, an exploder suplex there, taking Punk down. So right now, I mean, we haven't really seen too many alliances in this Royal Rumble. So far, it's been basically every man for himself. But, I mean, right now we've got Regal and Ryback going at it. Sheamus and Punk going at it. Booker and, as we see, I missed it there. I didn't catch it, but Regal, just like I said, he's got those brass knuckles on him, and he caught Ryback with the power of the punch. So Ryback, you know, especially after the match that he had with Big Show earlier, I mean, Ryback, he could be on the verge of defeat here, as he's taking a lot of punishment in the match with Big Show, and of course that brass knuckles to the face from Regal. I mean, Ryback, he's dazed, he's out on his feet right now, but he just manages to regain his composure in time to counter William Regal with a side rushing leg sweep there. Right now, CM Punk, he's got Sheamus over there in the corner, maybe looking for an elimination. Oh, he spins around. I think he might be setting him up for that Shining Wizard. And what about this clothesline combination? And Regal, well, it looked like he was going to try to eliminate Ryback, but Regal got hit from behind, was unable to capitalize, and now Sheamus with a back suplex there to William Regal, or to CM Punk. See, that's just what happens with this chaos. I mean, 6 men in the ring, they're all over the place right now. I might get some people confused. I might just have a little slip of the tongue and just misspeak for a second, just because of the chaos, the nature of this Royal Rumble. But right now, CM Punk, he's 20 minutes into this matchup. Booker T, he's been in this match for about 10 minutes. Going on like 12 minutes now. And Chris Jericho, by this point, he's been in the match for about 6 or 7 minutes. So both these three, what am I saying? I'm forgetting how to English. This Royal Rumble match is so crazy. But yeah, Regal, he's been in there for quite a while as well. As Ryback now. As I say that, Ryback could be looking to eliminate William Regal. And this would be a big elimination for Ryback. He's already eliminated Tyson Kidd, and now he's eliminated the veteran William Regal. So William Regal, he had a very good performance. He was in there for around 6 or 7 minutes. But in the end, Ryback, I mean, Regal, he certainly left an impact on this Rumble as he delivered a big punch to the head of Ryback. Ryback, I think he's still feeling the effects of that. He was just kind of trying to take a moment to regather his thoughts and recompose himself here. Oh, what a backbreaker from Punk. But Ryback, I mean, he's certainly been softened up by that power of the punch by Regal. So I think it's only a matter of time before Ryback gets eliminated in this matchup. And you can certainly attribute that to William Regal. But Booker, they're still surviving in this matchup here as Booker T, nice suplex there, taking Punk down. And of course, Ryback came in at the number 19 entry, Sheamus at the number 21 entry. So those two superstars a bit fresher in this matchup. But Jericho came in shortly after William Regal, or Booker T. Man, I'm getting people confused. That's, like I said earlier, that's just what happens in this Rumble. As number 22, Luke Harper, the other half of the Tag Team Champions, the final third of the Wyatt family. He's looking to avenge Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt here in this matchup. He's looking to put on a strong performance for the Wyatt family and potentially win it all for his faction, for his family, for his team. As Ryback going right after one half the Tag Team Champions. As champions are clashing right now, it's the Intercontinental Champion squaring off against one half the Tag Team Champions, Luke Harper, and these are two big powerhouses. So this is certainly a sight to see. He's got Booker over there in the corner. Big kick to the face of Booker T. But look at this. Luke Harper, he's got Ryback over the top rope. Luke Harper could have an elimination here. What a statement this would be for one half the Tag Team Champions as he eliminates Ryback. The Intercontinental Champion, the big guy, is gone from the Royal Rumble. And eliminated by one half the Tag Team Champions. So you can't say Ryback didn't have a good performance. You can't say that he was easily eliminated, because he wasn't. I mean, he was in this matchup for... He entered in at number 19. Luke Harper came in at number 22, but still, I mean, if you're going head-to-head with Luke Harper, after the damage that Ryback had taken earlier on tonight, I think it's only fitting that he would be eliminated by Luke Harper. Because, I mean, Ryback, because if he didn't have enough going against him here, just the power that Luke Harper possesses, I mean, it was only a matter of time before Ryback got eliminated after taking the brass knuckles to the head. That's almost an unfair disadvantage for Ryback, but Harper capitalized on that, and he eliminated Ryback as soon as possible. As now, nice sidewalk slam there to CM Punk, and an elbow drop right to the sternum. And another elbow drop there from Luke Harper. And he's going for a third elbow. Oh my goodness. The next entry to the Royal Rumble is the People's Champion, the Brahma Bull, The Rock, entering in at the number 23 entrant. And The Rock, he's hyping himself up. He's getting ready here. As Ryback, jeez. The Rock. Earlier on this month, he had an opportunity to potentially compete for the WWE Championship as he had a #1 contenders match against Batista, but Batista won that matchup as a go-to-sleep there from CM Punk. Delivered the go-to-sleep to Luke Harper. But as I was saying, The Rock, he had an opportunity to potentially become #1 contender for WWE Championship, but he was unsuccessful as Batista scored the victory in that contest. But now, The Rock, this is a huge opportunity for The Rock to get himself back into the title scene, into the title picture, if he could win the Royal Rumble here tonight. I mean, imagine that. We could see Cena versus Rock at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. Wouldn't that be something? But anyway, Booker went to try to eliminate The Rock, but The Rock made his way back into the matchup here. As a sidewalk slam there from Harper. Preying on now the man who's been in the match the longest, who's taken the most punishment, CM Punk, and that's not a bad strategy at all for Luke Harper. And he's already eliminated the Intercontinental Champion. What a statement he would make if he could also eliminate CM Punk. But of course, CM Punk, he could really use a Royal Rumble victory here tonight in his career, as, you know, he's been in WWE 2K14, he had a bit of a downward spiral. As in WWE 13, he was the WWE Champion for most of the series, but then he lost the title and just kind of fell out of the loop for a little while. But recently, this past month, he's been getting back on track. And here tonight, this Royal Rumble match, if he could win, I mean, he's right back into that main event picture. And he'd be in the main event of WrestleMania. And we all know how important a main event of WrestleMania is for CM Punk. So if he could win this Royal Rumble match, he would finally achieve that goal. But he's going to have to go through a lot of competition, Luke Harper being one of them, as The Rock tosses Luke Harper over the top rope here. CM Punk working with The Rock here to try to eliminate Luke Harper, and Harper's in trouble. Could he be on the verge of elimination right now? No! Luke Harper fights off Punk and The Rock, makes it back into the ring here. As Booker T is still hanging on in this matchup. We're now 33 minutes into this Royal Rumble matchup. Well, actually, no, it's more like 32 minutes, I should say. But Booker T, he's been in this matchup for about 17 minutes. And what about CM Punk? He's been in this matchup for about 25 minutes. So that's a very strong performance from both these two superstars. Booker T, especially, you know, making his return to the WWE, making his Universe Mode debut. And look at this. Booker T, he's got CM Punk over the top rope here. On the bottom rope, but Punk manages to slide back in the ring before Booker can eliminate him. And Booker now counter belly-to-belly suplex, taking CM Punk down. But of course, Booker T, very strong performance so far in this Royal Rumble, in his first Universe Mode appearance. And Booker T, he's still got it. He's still got what it takes to hang here in the WWE. So I think maybe if Booker wants to make a full-time return, I think he could do it. And look at this, Booker T eliminates The Rock. The Rock has been eliminated by Booker T, and well, if that isn't a huge statement made there by Booker T, I don't know what is. I don't think Booker T can make an even bigger statement than that, except perhaps winning the Rumble match itself. But even if he doesn't win the match, I mean, he's eliminated 3 men, one of them being The Rock. I mean, that's something you can't take away from Booker T out of his performance here tonight. Big drop kick there from Luke Harper to the face of Chris Jericho. It's Jericho now. He's been in this matchup for about 16 minutes. So Jericho, he's developing a strong performance for himself now. As Sheamus up over the top. Could he be eliminated? And no, Sheamus hangs on. Manages to keep himself alive. Keeps his Royal Rumble hopes and aspirations alive. And look at this. Look at this. Booker T now. Booker T just like a house of fire right now. He is on a roll as he eliminates Luke Harper from the Royal Rumble. That's 4 eliminations for Booker T. And there's a nice clothesline there from Punk. But entry number 24 to the Royal Rumble match is none other than Rob Van Dam, Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Pay-Per-View. We could have a new nickname to that list. He could become Mr. Royal Rumble as Rob Van Dam. The crowd is stoked. They are behind Rob Van Dam completely here. I think we may have a new fan favorite entering into this matchup right now, as he's into the number 24 entrant. So we're getting into the later stages. We're in the final. Man, been going on for so long now that I'm starting to lose my speech. As Van Dam, you know, he's part of that. I don't even know what I'm saying now. Van Dam is in the final triad of entries into the Royal Rumble. We're in the final 30 men. The final 5 men will be coming up next. But, oh, what a shot there from RVD. Manages to stay alive as Booker and Punk tried to work together there to eliminate Van Dam. But, of course, you know, for a little while now, the ring is not full, so we'll be able to see another entry into this match as Sheamus and Jericho, 2 members of the SmackDown brand, Punk and Van Dam from Raw, and Van Dam skins the cat. He's back into this matchup. And Punk now maybe looking to eliminate Booker, but Booker stays alive in this matchup. And entry number 25 now, it's another SmackDown superstar. And what a superstar this is, as it is the Viper, WWE's Apex Predator, the former Legend Killer, Randy Orton, entering into the number 25 entry. So you can't get a much better number than that, as we're in the later half of the match, the last third of the match, I should say. And Orton now with the Thez press go right after Sheamus. And we know Orton and Sheamus have got history with each other. Orton, of course, he competed earlier on tonight in the World Heavyweight Championship triple threat matchup. He actually got pinned by Mark Henry after taking a steel chair shot to the head. So Orton, I mean, he's got to be a little bit banged up from that matchup. So it's probably better for his sake that he came in when he did in this match, that he came in at number 25. And look at this! Randy Orton eliminates Booker T. And Booker T, he was in this matchup for over 21 minutes. Just over 21 minutes. So a strong performance by Booker T. A very, very strong debut to Universe Mode for Booker T. But alas, he couldn't go the distance. He could not win. He couldn't win at all. But Randy Orton gets the elimination. And, you know, as Orton just entering the matchup to eliminate a legend like Booker T, I mean, that is no easy feat, but Orton, that's a good way. That's a good way to start this Royal Rumble match off on the right foot. But as Sheamus and Van Dam going at it over there, Jericho and Orton going at it, and look at Punk right now. Punk just kind of hanging back for a little bit, trying to preserve his stamina, and, of course, not take any punishment right now, but he's looking to pick his spot as he takes RVD down now with a German suplex, and now takes Sheamus down with a Northern Lights suplex. And Punk going to the top rope here. Could he be looking for that elbow drop, perhaps? And he hits it. He hits the elbow drop on the Sheamus. And number 26 now, business again about to pick up, as it is the lunatic fringe of the Shield, Dean Ambrose. As Ambrose goes right after Orton, taking him down with a back suplex. And now Ambrose going after Sheamus here. Ambrose just looking to hit anything that moves here as he takes him down with a double underhook suplex. And now CM Punk going after Orton, but Sheamus attacks Punk from behind. And Ambrose now maybe looking to eliminate Sheamus from the Royal Rumble match. But no, Sheamus gets back into this thing. And now Orton tosses Ambrose over the top. Orton perhaps looking to get a quick elimination here. Looking to toss Ambrose out, but no, Ambrose shoulders his way back into the match. But Orton tosses him right back over. And oh no, Ambrose is on that bottom rope. This is the best opportunity for Orton to eliminate Ambrose, and he does. Ambrose. Wow, that was a very short stint for Ambrose. But I mean, look at the superstars in the ring right now. We've got 4 main eventers, and then we've got an icon in Rob Van Dam. Well, I guess not an icon, but he is a legend. I think a future Hall of Famer is RVD. But I mean, okay, I guess you could call RVD a main eventer. He hasn't exactly been a main event man in Universe Mode, but he is, you know, he's main event caliber. So just look at the 5 men that Ambrose would have had to compete with. And I mean, Triple H, he certainly played his cards right in terms of where he placed the Shield in this matchup. As all 3 members of the Shield have been eliminated, Triple H, he's got to be very happy, very ecstatic about that. But look at this. Van Dam and Punk, they're double teaming Sheamus here. And Sheamus is eliminated. The former World Heavyweight Champion is gone from this matchup. As CM Punk gets another elimination to his credit. He's only had 2 eliminations so far, and both of them have been while he's working with another man. As number 27, the lucky number in the Royal Rumble, is The Miz. And if we take a look now, just taking a check back in on Chris Jericho and CM Punk, Jericho has been in this matchup for 22 minutes, and CM Punk, he's been in this match for 33 minutes. Wow, what a performance from these two. As, oh, what a counter there from Orton. Orton takes Punk down as Jericho now has outlasted Booker T. I mean, of course, in terms of time and, of course, in terms of how long, I mean, you know, in the later, chronologically, I guess, because Booker's already been eliminated, Jericho's still here. Punk and Orton are going at it right now, Punk to the top rope, but RVD pulls Orton out of the way, almost just kind of trying to mess with Punk here. Or maybe Rob Van Dam wasn't even paying attention to Punk, and he just went right after Orton. Look at this, Van Dam with a bit of Rolling Thunder! He hits it on The Miz, and entry number 28, it's Bad News Barrett, a.k.a. Wade Barrett, and Wade Barrett, no nonsense, wasting a little time to get down to the ring here in this one. And we know Wade Barrett, he's been on the cusp of potentially becoming the next World Heavyweight Champion. He's been close. He's had opportunities to become #1 contender, but he hasn't quite lived up to the potential. And Barrett, if he could win the Royal Rumble, I think Barrett could potentially be a favorite here, especially with this entry. The number 28 entrant, I mean, that's not a bad spot at all to enter the Rumble, as now he's looking to eliminate RVD, perhaps. And can he do it? He's got him up on the bottom rope. But right now, oh, CM Punk. Punk's got The Miz. Go to sleep to The Miz, and The Miz over the top rope. He's eliminated by CM Punk. So that's Punk's third elimination here in the Royal Rumble. And Orton knee drop right to the face of Jericho. And Barrett continues to go after Van Dam, just ramming him over there into the corner. And Punk right now, once again, going to catch his breath and just sort of spectate right now, just kind of watch as the other four men in the matchup beat each other down, beat each other to a pulp. And Van Dam now kicking away at the legs of Wade Bad News Barrett. But of course, we've got two more men left to enter the Rumble. We've got the number 29 and 30 entries to this matchup. And look at Van Dam. Suplex takes down Wade Barrett. Jericho looking to potentially eliminate Orton here. As right now, Van Dam and Barrett going at it right now. Big punch to the gut there from Wade Barrett. As he's got Van Dam up here. Look at this. Standing vertical suplex from Wade Barrett. Taking Van Dam down. And we're about to see the number 29 entry to this matchup. And it is... Whoa, wow. I was not expecting this. From NXT, entry number 29 is none other than Corey Graves. Wow. I was not expecting an NXT superstar to enter this matchup, but of course, you know, that's what this Royal Rumble is all about. Legends make their return, and superstars can make their debut here in this Royal Rumble. Superstars are about to be made as Corey Graves enters in at number 29 here. I mean, look at the men he's in the ring with right now. Punk, Jericho, Orton, Barrett, Van Dam, and Corey Graves. Well, welcome to the WWE, as there's a go to sleep from CM Punk right to Corey Graves. And Corey Graves, wow, his night could already be over, perhaps, as Barrett eliminates Van Dam. So Bad News Barrett gets his first elimination in this matchup, and he's got Punk now, taking Punk down. But Corey Graves right now, I mean, he's going to be a part of the final six. He's going to be one of the final 6 men in this matchup. Corey Graves is in a very good position to succeed right now. Working together with Barrett to nearly kick Punk's head off there. Nearly kicked his head in. As Barrett now perhaps looking to eliminate Graves. But Graves now trying to get back in control. Jericho still struggling to eliminate Orton over there. As Jericho has been in this matchup for a solid 26 minutes just about. But I mean, man, Jericho, he's really working on Orton. They're trying to eliminate him, but Orton just not giving an inch. Graves tried to eliminate Barrett, but Barrett made his way back into the ring, back into the match. And Punk, he's still down. I mean, like I said, they nearly kicked his head in. Punk, he's out of it right now. I mean, he can't even make it back to his feet. CM Punk is down. We're about to see the number 30 entry. It is Punk, Barrett, Jericho, Graves, Orton, and the number 30 entrant, Alberto Del Rio, the new United States champion. Del Rio gets the number 30 entrant, and I mean, you can't have a better entry than that. So you're the last man to enter the ring. Del Rio, he's got the best spot to succeed, the best possible entry you could get, as Jericho was just eliminated by Randy Orton there. Jericho, nearly 27 minutes in this matchup. So that was a very strong performance there for Jericho. And what about CM Punk? CM Punk has been in this matchup for nearly 40 minutes. It's been 38 minutes right now for Punk. Very, very durable performance here from Punk as he's shown his stamina. He's shown his ability to pace himself to stay alive in this matchup as he entered in at number 7. And then look at Orton here. Vintage Orton with a DDT there to Barrett. So we've got the number 28, 29, 30, the number 7 entrant, and we've got the number 25 entrant in Randy Orton left in this match. Orton with a side Russian leg sweep there to Barrett. Punk with a bulldog now to Del Rio. And man, this Royal Rumble has been hectic so far, but we're finally down to the final 5. And a Northern Light suplex there from CM Punk. And now Orton a kick to Graves there. As Corey Graves right now, I'm surprised that he's managed to last this long against these superstars. The superstars he's gone up against. He's gone up against main eventers here in the WWE. So I think it's impressive that Corey Graves has managed to last this long, especially considering the fact that he nearly got his face smashed in by a go-to-sleep, like as soon as he entered the match. But Punk manages to avoid elimination there, manages to survive. As Barrett now, he's got Orton over there into the corner, and a big boot by Barrett, and Orton is eliminated. And we are down to 4. The final 4 in the Royal Rumble are CM Punk, Bad News Barrett, Alberto Del Rio, and Corey Graves. Wow. I mean, Corey Graves in the final 4, I mean, this is a huge statement match for Corey Graves. It's his debut here to WWE, his first appearance. And man, Corey Graves has certainly made a name for himself, entering in at number 29 and going head-to-head with some of the top dogs here in WWE. So right now, we've got Barrett who tosses Graves over the top rope, and now up Corey Graves. His night could be over here as Graves is eliminated by Barrett. And well, that's what happens when you get down. When you get down on that bottom rope, you're going to have a tough time getting back into the ring. And that's what happens. That's what happened to Corey Graves. And Barrett picks up another elimination as he's eliminated Van Dam, Orton, and Corey Graves. That's 3 eliminations for Barrett, 4 eliminations for Punk thus far, and Alberto Del Rio yet to get an elimination, but he has the number 30 entry, so he's the freshest man in the matchup. And CM Punk realizes that he knows he'll have a better chance of fighting Barrett than he will of fighting Del Rio here. And a big-time clothesline there from CM Punk. But of course, Del Rio, he competed earlier on in the match against Jack Swagger and Big E for the U.S. title. So Del Rio now, that could potentially be catching up to him as he's gotten hit with the knee and the clothesline, and now the winds have changed. So that could very well catch up to him here, and I think Del Rio's feeling the effects of the match earlier on. Let's look at Barrett. Barrett eliminates Del Rio, and we're down to 2. CM Punk and Wade Barrett. And Barrett, Punk, both men have 4 eliminations in this matchup, but Barrett entering in at number 28, he's just came in like a ball of fire. He's just been eliminating anything that moves so far. So Barrett could perhaps, I mean, of course, Barrett's my favorite, so of course I gotta be pulling for Barrett here. But CM Punk, what an impressive performance from CM Punk as he entered in as the number 7 entry. He's been in this matchup for 42 minutes. I mean, wow, even if Punk doesn't win, that is a huge, impressive performance for Punk. That's a huge statement made. And I think he's proved his point. But Barrett's in trouble right now as Punk is setting him up, calling for the go-to-sleep. And Barrett, you're not going to like the view. Oh, a go-to-sleep to Barrett. And CM Punk, he's calling for the finish. He's looking to end it. He's looking to eliminate Bad News Barrett right now. And Barrett's in trouble. After that go-to-sleep, Barrett is out of it right now. He can't even defend himself. As Punk looking to eliminate Barrett here. Oh, he's even going to do it this way. A second go-to-sleep, and Barrett goes over the top rope. Just like that. CM Punk has outlasted 29 other competitors, and he is the winner of this year's Royal Rumble. Wow. What a match there. CM Punk, he has won the first ever Royal Rumble here in Universe Mode. And what a way to do it. Entering in as the number 7 entry to the match, lasting 42 minutes and 46 seconds before finally eliminating Bad News Barrett from the match to win. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for watching the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I had a blast. I hope you did too. And make sure to stay tuned, as always, for future episodes of Universe Mode. CM Punk, he's your winner. He's Mr. Royal Rumble. I want to thank you all for watching, and until the next episode, keep on YouTubing.